What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below, comment anything in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As you can see, I am on the Greenlight Optimizer and ready to go. Thank you everybody for joining me as always. Let's get straight into it. Just a reminder, my prize picks, it could be NHL, it could be NHL and NBA, it could be just NBA, but my prize picks will be posted on the NBA access page throughout the day as I get them. All right, so I will be working on those. I've got some that I'm already really loving, so I'm going to be starting to put those up on the site once this video ends. So let's get straight into it, though, baby. Let's have a big day. I'm really loving this slate. Starting off at point guard, we have Kyle Lowry doubtful. Gabe Vincent feels like a very safe option for me. I have him projected over 27 at 4.5. That's great value. He's one of the better point per dollar values on the entire slate. Decent matchup against Brooklyn. He's been solid, man. Plain and simple. He's been solid since he's been getting these starts. 29 and 38. And with Kyle Lowry doubtful once again, I'm right back on that with Gabe Vincent. Really love that spot for Gabe. All right, next up, Jaylen Brown is going to miss some games. That means Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum are going to be big focal points for me today. Obviously, we've got Derek White on Boston too. He's also an option. I side with Marcus Smart a little bit, just plain and simple based on the amount of minutes Smart's going to get. Smart's going to get like 37 minutes or something like that, 37 to 40 minutes. He's going to get a crazy amount of minutes. Solid matchup against Memphis. Really like both of these guys with Jaylen Brown being out. Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum are two guys that I definitely want exposure to. At the center position, Okongwu is out for Atlanta, so that's going to mean even more for Clint Capella. Okongwu's been coming along. They've been giving Okongwu more minutes. And with that happening, that's kind of brought Clint Capella's production down. But with Okongwu back out and them facing Chicago with the size of Vooch down low, expect to see a lot of Clint Capella here, and he should be able to hit value in this matchup at only 5'9". Really love him here in this spot. Last but not least, I like to just get through this plain and simple. Let's go Jacob Potel. Great matchup against Sacramento for Jacob Potel. I have him projected over 40 DraftKings points. It's a fantastic matchup. It's one of the high, if I believe it's the highest total on the entire slate. I have interest in both sides. I like Jacob Potel. There's other guys that I like as well, and I'll show you who I'm liking when it comes to point per salary. Let's check out our value of the day. We have Malik Monk has a value at 4.7. Robert Covington. The guy that I was wanting to mention that's in this game is Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb I have projected over 21 at 3.9 is a decent value option if you want to go with him. Like I said, he's in one of the highest totals. Jeremy Lamb's a guy who can really produce well if he's getting the minutes. It looks like he's going to average about 25 minutes off the bench for Sacramento, which is great. Jeremy Lamb, 25 minutes, should be a solid contributor at 3.9. I'm expecting over 20 pretty easily, and that's a solid value as well. And that's just a high total game. If you can spend up for like a DeJounte Murray, too, I love this game in general, both sides. It should be high scoring. It should be a good game. So plain and simple, I like both sides of it. But we got Zach Collins, Malik Monk, Robert Covington, Gorgie Dang with Okongwu out is also going to get some more minutes at Bearman 3K. He's a good GPP punt if you want to go that way. Killian Hayes has been doing very well. He's been getting a solid amount of minutes, especially in a blowout situation. If a blowout situation happens, he should be a guy that you could target as well. So those are the main guys that I really like on the slate. When it comes to top projected guys on this slate, Luka's at the very top. He's been just playing lights out. He's been fantastic. Pay attention to LeBron James' status. If he misses, Malik Monk's going to be even better, as well as a few other guys. But I really like LeBron when he is starting at the center position. And against the Clippers is a solid matchup there, so I really like that. Jason Tatum, obviously, with Jaylen Brown out, he's one of my favorite plays on the entire slate today. John Morant's been a baller. I'm probably not going to play him over 10K against Boston's defense, but he's a guy for GPPs that you could consider. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. When it comes to spend ups, it's Jason Tatum's my favorite right now with Jaylen Brown off the floor. Tatum's probably going to have some big games coming within this stretch. When it comes to the value, that Gabe Vincent's probably my favorite point per dollar, as well as Malik Monk, especially if LeBron happens to miss. And Jeremy Lamb, I talked about him, so he's a fantastic option as well. So I really like those spots there. Real quick, let's switch over to FanDuel. I haven't done that in a while. Let's switch over to FanDuel and see what we got here. So point per salary, let's check it out. Marcus Smart is 6-1 over here, so I definitely want to stick there with that. I really like the value of him. Jeremy Lamb is 4-1, so he's barely a little bit more. I still like him as value over here. DeAndre Hunter's very interesting at only 4-4, as you can see. Second best point per salary projection on here for me. Um, Let's go ahead and look at what we got for spend ups. Jason Tatum's 9-4. I'm still on him over here. I really like Tatum today a lot. Outside of that, what other core guys do I really like over here? Potel's price is up a little more over here at 8K. Not sure how I feel about that. Let's check. Let's see center options. What do we have here? Robert Williams really looks good. Clint Capella at 6'4" is still an option over here as well. Because, like I said, Okongwu has been taking some of that production away. With Okongwu out, I'm expecting 30 minutes out of Capella here. And going against Vooch, it's just a solid spot here for him because he's going to have to play those heavy minutes so he can match up with Vooch pretty well. I think Capella's a solid option on the slate today in general, and at 6'4", he's a solid price. But plain and simple, I really like to get those value guys right. Obviously, spend up for the studs that you want, but DeAndre Hunter is a guy that is projecting out well for me. Jeremy Lamb has a value as well, and then you can kind of start from here, a little high five. Marcus Smart, no Jaylen Brown. Jeremy Lamb, solid minutes. Highest total on the slate. Jason Tatum, no Jaylen Brown. DeAndre Hunter, they're missing guys still for Atlanta as well. And at only 4-4, he's a guy who's going to play solid minutes in a solid spot in this game. Clint Capella, same situation. All right, getting an injury bump, and he's going to be expected to play solid minutes against Vooch. And he's a guy that if he gets the minutes, he always produces. He's an amazing rebounder. He can put up points right there in the paint. So it's a solid spot for Clint Capella. I really like that for him. So that's about it for FanDuel as of right now. And that's it, man. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get it. The high five once again for DraftKings. Gabe Vincent, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Clint Capella, and Jacob Potel is the core over on DraftKings. All right. And the player that I did not get in the high five that I really, really liked today is DeJounte Murray at 10-6 going against Sacramento. This is the highest total game on the slate. All right. DeJounte Murray is a guy who could absolutely break the slate. He is a guy that could go for 70 pretty easily. All right, so I really like DeJounte Murray a lot here against Sacramento. There's nobody on Sacramento that's going to be able to hold him. This is going to be a good game. So, yeah, I really like DeJounte. I want to reiterate that as well before we get into that. Sabonis, I love that game. San Antonio, Sacramento, stacking that game for GPPs seems interesting to me right now. As you guys know, I focus my people. I try to, my most important thing for me is for people to have fun with DFS, but also actually make a profit. So my focus is on getting my people to play single entry contests, whether it's single entry double ups, which is what I prefer mainly, or it's single entry GPP. But no matter what, stick to single entry. That way you're not competing against sharks playing 150 lineups because your chances are very low. Even though I won 75,000 with a single bullet in NFL, it's not something that happens on a very high frequency when you're playing one single lineup. You know what I mean? It will happen, as we have seen. We've done it many times. We've gotten big wins many times with one lineup, but overall, okay? So most of the time, y'all need to play single entry contests. If you play GPP, that's fine. Do your thing if you want that excitement for getting a takedown, but play a single entry tournament. Do yourself a favor and play smart. Play single entry. Also, one thing that I live by that I want to reiterate in this video, one thing that I like to live by when it comes to playing DFS and prize picks or sports betting in general is no matter how confident you are, okay, no matter how I study the slates nonstop, okay? I'm literally a data analyst, nonstop studying stats and everything to put myself in the best position to be successful. Yet I still only bet the amount that I'd be okay with if I lost. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you put in a certain amount of money, if you were to lose that amount of money, if that would make you feel down or that would ruin your night or that would blah, 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 you're betting too much. Okay, if it's affecting your livelihood, you're betting too much. Bet what you would be okay with and you can live to see another day. You know what I'm saying? So if that's $50, cool. If that's $100, some people can afford to, bet 300 and feel okay if they happen to lose. Okay? It just all depends on your individual circumstance. But no matter what, a good rule of thumb is to bet what you're okay with if you were to lose. Okay? Plain and simple. because there's always that chance in DFS. There's always that, regardless of how confident you are, there's always that chance. So bankroll management is incredibly important. All right. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get it, baby. All right. I wanted to stretch this video out a little bit, and I've been wanting to bring up bankroll management again because I just like to reiterate that. That's like, not only is winning like super high on my list of, to dos all the time, but I'm really, really, really into making sure people are gambling responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I study my ass off, and I expect to win more times than not. Okay, so if you play with us, obviously the confidence should be high. But like I said, personally, I'm gonna tell you guys what has been the best for me. And personally, I study these slate as much as I do, and I'm super confident. But yet, I still only bet what I'm willing to lose. All right, and that's how you should play it as well, and that'll take a lot of stress out of your life, as well as you'll still be able to get these wins. You'll still be able to stack up, and you know what I mean. It's just better that way. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get this money today, y'all. All right, Prize Picks and DFS sweep the day. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and I'm out. Peace.